Things have been kind of quiet here at the Grove. I've been kind of busy going through something called newspaperarchive.com. Something I started with 20 years ago. It was pretty nice. You find stuff on the Grove. And I figured, I'll let years go on and I'll resubscribe. It's kind of pricey and see what they got. They made a lot of improvements, so it's been really nice. What's kind of strange is some older articles that I found from them are no longer available. So glad I got what I got when I got it. So now all you've got copies. Anyway, like I say, things have been pretty damn quiet. Not much going on. One of the reasons I actually went back to newspaperarchive.com was because I wanted to find out more about the disappearance of the 3 boys who were later found like 10 days later in the 60s. That's when this happened. And all they could describe was seeing a blue light to police. So the story goes from somebody who became a religious school teacher. You would think somebody who's working at a religious school would be, telling the truth. So when we started out, it was just the transcript. The audio was not being released. It was released to somebody off on the side. Apparently, years later, they posted it to a forum. The new one for BachelorSgrove.com, hosted through Google. So that was really cool. We got to hear the audio. As poor as it is, you can still make it out. So this is like a real speech, right? So can we find out any more about this? Well, we started narrowing it down. Maybe finding out where this teacher lived. Now, I'm not going to go knock on their door or anything like that. And supposedly they had copies of these newspaper articles. Hey, if you're out there, I'd really like to read them because I still can't find anything. So 20 years ago and today, with or without changes with this archive, I'm trying all different kinds of keyword searches. I can't find anything. So maybe it was through something like the Chicago Tribune or whatnot that this company is not part of the archive with. They're not buying stuff up. Whatever the case may be, no, these articles still cannot be found. I challenge everybody out there to dig this up. I'll probably just leave a link to the transcript and whatnot. And I know the only other person when this first kind of came out, more public, was Dale Kazmarek. He went right to the library and started looking things up. So kudos to Dale. He couldn't find anything. I don't know, man. I think it's a pretty cool story. It's a pretty intriguing story. Mysterious balls of light in disappearing and reappearing people. What does that sound like to you? Well, for me, it sounds like it's something you definitely want to look into at the bare minimum. Let's pause this. Too much road noise. I need one of these. So I think it's definitely worth looking into with this whole blue light thing. I know a lot of people don't believe in such things, and some of us do. Some of us have witnessed weird things out here, right? I've yet to witness the blue light. Now, during the past visit with Chris Fleming, with this nighttime visit, I did run into somebody, a couple actually, male and female, and they claimed that they had, and I should have gotten the interview, but they claimed that this blue ball of light came out of the woods right up to his face, went away. It's pretty extreme. Now, I told this person that, wow, you're like the first person I ever met, like in person that has, claimed to have witnessed this blue light. And I look back on it like, ooh, that's actually not true. Lydia Montoya and Monty, Lydia was the one who witnessed the blue light. Monty, I guess, only seen some sort of aftermath. He didn't get to see it dead on. He just saw this glow. But, so technically maybe they're the second person I met. But I didn't get the interview because everything was just kind of fluid that night, and there were a lot of different aspects to things that I just didn't feel like it was appropriate to whip things out and start, asking for interviews or whatever. So anyway, hopefully more of you out there are interested in this kind of thing, because I can't keep doing this forever. I'm getting kind of tired. No, I'm sorry. I'm just, lately I'm just kind of tired. But it would be nice to get a little help. You know, people dig into these things. You know, maybe you gotta pay $20 for a subscription to something, or maybe you gotta visit some library or museum or whatever. But you know, these things are supposedly out there. These newspaper articles, especially of these missing boys. If I can't do an interview with this religious teacher, all we got to go on is just basically his word. But it would be nice to have some newspaper articles to back it up. I've run into people and unrelated kind of conversation. We're like, you know, I read these articles back in the day and we weren't even talking about it. So it sounds like they do exist. They're out there somewhere. 1963, Chicago area, 3 missing boys. Go on that. If not, like I say, I'll provide some information, a link or whatever. So.
During the 1960s, Bachelors Grove Cemetery was often haunted by a blue ghost light to a dance over various graves and stones out here by night.
For 18 years, Ted Visnick has been visiting the forest preserve which surrounds Bachelors Grove Cemetery near Midlothian. His unexplainable experiences in the cemetery led him to part-time ghost hunter Dale Kaczmarek.
There have been many encounters of phantom hooded figures that have been seen, a blue ghost light that has been reported, bobbing around the graves in an intelligent manner.
We saw the blue light, you know, going up and down the path. We thought it was like a reflection from the sun or something. It started when we first saw it was in the back here by the trees, and it seemed to like come this way, and it was like going up and back towards the path down here. And then it just, you know, we could still see it. After that, we got scared again. We left, but you could see all the way from the end of the path going like back and forth.
Monty says there's an event that happened here between you guys. What's up with that? What happened?
Yeah, it was my first time here at Bachelors Grove, and Monty was kind of showing me around and giving me the tour, and we came over here. Monty was telling me some of the stories about the lagoon. Well, right in front of this pond here, about 15 feet ahead of us, about midair, this bright ball of light appeared. It looked neon or something. It was really amazing. It stood there for maybe 1 or 2 seconds, and it floated up into that tree line and it disappeared.
Did you jog or run out of here?
We just pretty much stood here and watched it because you didn't get a feeling of fear watching it. It was more like of awe. We just looked at it and it was just beautiful, and it wasn't like it was anything bad.
And it was very bright, and it just seemed to diminish as I looked up.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
about this big. It was very bright.
Bachelors Grove.